Welcome to Island Tea with your faves. Keep it locked in with us for your daily dose of hot tea only on Win Media 98.9.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Island Tea, right here on Win Media SKN, with me, Azam, and Jade, who is looking at me funny.
I thought you wanted me to say it. That's why you paused.
Oh, you want to do it again?
No.
Okay. Tomorrow you could jam the Island Tea.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
But guys, it's a real pleasure to be here with you again. It's Thursday, April 7th, in the 2022nd year for our Lord.
Yep.
That's what it is, right?
You asking me? Friend, I don't know.
But yeah, Jade, it was a rainy morning, but it seems to be clearing up.
It was raining cats and dogs. I was stuck in my brother's car.
Yeah, I had to make a dash for it this morning.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, time going. Turban and Gagawit.
He was like, you ain't need to be somewhere. I say, yeah, but the rain stopping me and I'm not about to get wet.
Yeah, I understand.
I feel like my listeners and viewers going to understand. They want me sick.
No,
Because
of
then I'm
course
going to
not.
be out longer.
Exactly.
Which wouldn't make
Exactly.
sense. So
A 5 minutes here as opposed to a 5 weeks.
I'll take the 5 minutes.
Yeah. 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 Well, I appreciate that you're here. And
You
dry.
as well.
Thank you. Thank you. I might be a little damp, but not too bad. Not too bad. Not too bad. Promise.
When the police run up in here, right?
For what?
Oh.
For what?
Oh. You don't see the illegal garment you're wearing?
This isn't illegal. Why do you think it's illegal?
They ain't say camouflage illegal?
This isn't camouflage. This is paint splatter.
Oh, sorry.
It's paint splattered. It just happens to be splattered with green, beige, and black paint.
It's a little bit of brown.
A little bit of brown. It's paint splatter.
Love it. Love it.
That's all it is. You see, you look, I believe I was a liar in my past life, yeah.
You think so?
No.
Oh, cause
Probably not. But Jade, how are you doing this morning?
I am blessed and highly favored, hopefully.
What? Yeah, that's my father's favorite line.
For sure?
Mm.
Big up your father one time.
Yeah. Oh, we need to bring him on the show.
Well, you know, you got the link, so.
I'm gonna see if he could fit me in.
You busy in the busy schedule?
But man, I ain't got time for this year. Like, you want me to do what?
If you got time to bless the campaigns, you got time to bless the show.
My father ever bless a campaign bag?
Yes.
Yes. That, yeah.
That's how I knew who your father was.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay. Indeed. I mean, them times they place a lockdown and you can't go to church, eh?
Yeah, no. So you got to do it. You got to listen. You got to find somewhere to get out. I understand.
Them time they everybody buying webcams.
Yes.
All the churches then buy webcams.
Yes.
But it was vibes. But I'm doing okay.
Remember, yeah.
I had some work to do last night, me and get you. So I gotta try to knock it out today.
Man, you had the same night, no?
Because I realized, I saw when you sent the thing, eh? I saw when you sent what usually comes the night before. So I was like, okay, Jade had a rough one.
But I went to sleep.
Jade,
I went to sleep, I woke up, I said, nah, I'm doing this. And I went back to sleep.
I totally understand.
I'm an adult, okay? I could pick and choose when I need to sleep.
Yeah.
And that was one of them times.
I feel you.
But I get the job done. That is the most important part.
You do. Yeah, I got some stuff I need to handle, so today from around 1 o'clock, yeah, I'm gonna just be knocking stuff out.
You're adulting today.
Yeah, trying to be productive, blah, blah, blah.
Aw, I hate it. Me too. I have some flyers to finish for some clients. Some WinFM work to do, as usual.
Hey, big up to the people on the live. I appreciate all the persons who's got my back.
I said he gonna bail you.
But you I understand. We got really good listeners, and viewers,
Listen.
It's a family, okay, Jade? Speaking of that.
I believed that until I witnessed something recently.
What happened?
I don't want to talk about it on here.
Okay, we'll talk about it. But that's something that I found so. What's the word by? It wasn't surprising, but it kind of it was an eye opener.
What's that?
When I went to the US and started having friends and stuff like that.
You started having friends.
Started having friends and things and finding people that I could talk to and like other humans.
I feel like that's regular behavior.
For me?
For people.
Oh.
For other people.
Yeah. Well, I started realizing that it was a thing that families would do to have what they call a bail fund.
Or put
like they have money aside because they know at some point, and this of course black families, they would have this money set aside to be able to bail their loved ones out of jail because they know they're going to get arrested for some nonsense.
I wonder if some of the kitchens here have that.
Why?
Because I know some of y'all know y'all children.
Nope.
No, as in they know the kids.
They say he's a problem.
He might be a problem later down the line. Let me start building this now.
He might be a problem later down the line.
Yeah, listen.
Some people building college funds, some people building bail funds. Wow.
And if the bail fund doesn't get used, you can use it for college. No, as I'm serious. I know some families here know the children from young. And they know that at some point in their life.
You think he just got
14, 20. Is 14, 20, girl?
Yeah.
Or 18?
You're mixing me up now.
May remember. But
18, 20.
18, 20 sound correct.
You mix, why you do that?
You listen. What? You know me and numbers don't go together. So it's either 18 or 14. What I know is, at some point, we would have passed them on the bench.
Wow.
At some point.
Remember the days you could just walk in and see who on the bench?
Miss them, see? Oh, quality entertainment. Quality entertainment.
I remember coming school the next day and everybody telling me who on the bench.
But that was a wild concept, you know.
Bye.
You could have literally just walk across to 1840 and I was close.
Yeah,
you could have just walk across the road and look in and say, "What? What are you doing on the bench?"
Have conversations. But no, is it just me or the concept of the bench alone is just like, it used to blow my mind then. Because I remember I got into school and people talking about so and so on the bench, right? Yeah. And I couldn't take it anymore. I said, what is the bench?
The bench is a place in the police station where they put you before they take you behind or they release you.
So my question
is either you're going back or you're going forward.
So I couldn't get over the fact that it's like, so you're telling me
it's time out for adults.
that people just got there and that was exactly my question. I was like, so people so the police take you, put you to sit down like a timeout for big people?
Mm-hmm.
That was wild to me.
You don't work on children, why you can't work on you?
I was just like big. Like
sit down and think about your decisions today.
They tell you go sit down, like sit down and relax.
Go sit down there and think about your decisions from today.
That used to blow my mind.
Yeah, man.
I that used to blow my mind, Jade. Like I remember this.
I wish they would bring it back.
I remember this conversation vividly because I just couldn't understand. I was like, I can't take
change
it
that. But they're gonna put panels there, can't see in. Like they give the station an actual door.
Yeah, but at the same time, down the courthouse, they're calling out your names so people unfortunately could hear.
You might as well have left them on the bench. Because I think that's worse. Because half the time, I guarantee you, we don't know the people on the bench, eh?
No, you know them.
But by the courthouse, you're going to know them.
You're going to know them. If you look sharp, the policeman know you and call out your
middle name.
And call out your middle name, your nickname, your mother name.
One of these days, I'm going to people watch in the square. I feel like some people just be doing it, you know.
Joshua Williams, a.k.a. BSC is your...
You know what I made it better?
Unison.
If they used to call them out and call out the crime.
Lord, man.
Women, you are one of the potential murderers among us.
No,
the
Jade.
potential rapists and child molesters.
No, Jade. No.
Alleged. What?
That's the thing. Like, imagine you in nothing and a man out there telling people.
Oh yeah, that could backfire for you.
What?
But alleged.
Jade, in the court of public opinion, you're guilty until proven innocent.
Sure.
And then after you're proven innocent, there's still a chance they're still guilty.
Yeah, man.
So, like,
no, that's a fact.
the court of public opinion doesn't work.
Okay, the bench is enough. And the names. No, the names need to stop too.
Yeah,
Lord, I'm joking when I said I would people watch it, but y'all need to stop calling out people names. I feel like we could get better ways.
I don't even like when I go to like a restaurant and they do that. Give me a number, I'll call out the order. Give me a number.
They just call your name in the restaurant?
Some
Which ones?
I mean,
Jade. I've never heard my name called in a restaurant.
Jade. What?
Yeah.
I hear my name called yesterday in a like.
As in Bailey.
Well, no, whatever name you give them. That's why sometimes.
You gave them what name you give them?
I usually say Obama. People of Sugar and Spice. Well, I mean, they know me now. But before I used to tell them my name Obama. I used to be like, your name Obama. I'll be like, well, that's the name you're getting.
Oh, they're going to decide your name Obama.
You know.
What are name too expensive for you? That's harder.
Apparently. But yeah, all in the States is to do that, though. All in the States. Obama Witty, not Osama, okay? Come in, understand what you're talking about.
Name fits. Well, you're racially profiling my friend because he got a turban and a beard and he got locks.
Osama didn't even have locks.
Exactly.
She's a either one.
You know. Wow.
But yeah, like, that I always find that is just like archaic and they need to cool.
Which part? They calling out the things?
Calling out the name.
Well, I guess that's the gear. Grind it, friend, grind it.
As it, like, I hear stories from my grandfather about like back in the day when they used to have to, like people from Phillips's and so, used to have to go to like Dieppe for the court cases. Yeah, because there was only like the magistrate court used to be where he was. He was either, he was in Bastia for sure. I want to believe Dieppe. I want to believe Sandy Point.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody who was around in the 1940s could let me know. But yeah, so if you have a case and you're from like Mansion, you gotta go there. Now the funny thing about it, and nobody from Phillips's can beat me because this is our legend, and I'm pretty sure this is not the case now.
Mm-hmm.
But he used to say that the people would be leaving like them sides and passing through Saddlers going there.
But that's why I doing so, you know, because I'm like,
with no.
somebody between here was a beefing.
Yeah, Kean and Town. But the thing is now, even the Kean, you could probably argue, but I rather go Kean because of the district. You gotta leave like Phillips's mountain and go Dieppe.
Man, if that was a safe always choice, but you know, Amy made the rules. So.
What about the trouble in them? Because apparently they weren't big fans of shoes. So they would like literally.
That's not where I thought this was going.
So his thing was they would literally tie the shoes around the neck. So you'll see them walking through the villages with the shoes on the neck. And then like when they reach to the courthouse and they call out the name, then they put on the shoes to go in. And then they come out, they take off the shoes, put them back on the neck, and then
I don't like shoes, you know. I understand.
But I ain't in the shoes thing, eh?
Yeah, I understand fully.
I am shoes and me have never had a really close relationship.
I don't even get the concept of shoes.
Yeah.
And I used to protect your feet from the elements.
Yeah, bye.
However, and
So
they're cute
if you're walking
sometimes.
down, what's a pair of shoes that you want that you have yet to get? You have any pair of shoes like that?
Mm-mm.
No, none of them. What did I call them? Jimmy Cho or something?
Man, let me tell you something.
You ain't one of them girls.
No. You know this though.
That's why we get along so well.
Yeah, man. As in you can ask me them questions because me no. I literally don't know.
My sister got a pair of shoes there Christmas, and she was so excited, and I was last. I was last to all.
What the plan was?
I don't even know, Jade.
You should have asked her.
She did tell me.
I can't remember.
It didn't register. I think it was Jimmy Cho. Jimmy Cho is who they make them flat shoes. I don't think Whitty's one of these girls, but Whitty's well informed. Whitty
Everybody
probably
does make flat shoes, friend.
But
and that's not a good at.
But not the flat shoes that make everybody like excited.
Oh, you mean Tory something?
Tory something? She said Jimmy Cho.
No, I feel like you mean Tories. They had like a
circle thing.
Yeah,
badge?
Tory something. Tory something.
Oh, Tory something. Okay.
Tory Birch or Tory Bridge.
Yeah, something like that.
I know. Them they look
Tory
like
Birch.
See, they look like that. That's what hurt feet. So I don't want any.
I don't know. I mean, they look good.
They look cute, but I'm more about comfort.
Yeah.
Because my feet big.
Let me ask you a question. You are a fan of Crocs? Not to say that you have any. You have any?
I wish. I want Crocs.
You want some Crocs?
Yes.
Oh, Crocs. Okay.
See, we answer my question. I want some Crocs.
I just feel like I can look very weird in Crocs. However,
they're comfortable.
If I do start touring again, I'm getting a pair of Crocs.
Yes, because they literally look like the most comfortable shoes you could own on earth.
You know what I used to love about when I was traveling? I used to like wearing like socks. Because you gotta take off your shoes in the thing.
And sandals?
So I used to wear like socks that like graphic socks.
Oh.
So when I take off my shoes, like it's like a talking point.
Oh, I thought it mean you used to like to wear socks and sandals, because I have a friend who does that, you know.
Socks and sandals?
He went to England for like 2 weeks.
Socks and certain flip-flops
And
is
he
cool.
came back, no.
But sandals?
Everywhere Jamie went, he had socks and sandals on his feet.
Jade, why you have to know what the man name?
Because I can.
Oh,
Good
boy.
morning, Jamie.
Jamie, I had nothing to do with this. I had no idea where the story was going. I would have stopped it.
I'm so happy you stopped doing that. Yeah, but I used to be like, Jamie, what?
Yeah.
I love him, you know. He's my good friend. But
That's a
lad,
good
he does worry me.
Hmm.
He does worry me for sure.
I realize I am the type of dude that I've never owned a pair of Jordans.
Neither me.
But it ain't a rite of passage for girls.
For sure?
Really, girls no, you got to be a certain type of girl to like be expected to wear a pair of Jordans.
Yeah.
But
I've never really been a sneaker person.
even though I like Jordan 4s, I like the 4s, but
I know what I mean.
there's like different
No,
styles,
but I don't know which
Which
one
one is it for? I like the ones too. Ones and 4.
Yes, Gawain, I'm behaving like them today. I'm going to behave like the police today. Let me call out people name.
Follow example.
Yes.
Yeah, but I've never been one to like been too deep into the name brand thing. Like I think my parents kind of get out of me early. Like I never.
Yeah.
I didn't really know what was going on with the name brands to begin with. So
Well, I didn't live with my parents
not,
for
on,
the
not,
majority of
and
my
not
life.
only that,
so-
there my father and my mother, they buy $120 shoes for no 10-year-old and so.
Yeah.
So yeah, I never got them and I never really desired them. So it was good for both of us.
See, there you go. It works. It
Yeah.
works. I know y'all probably waiting for us to talk about that thing that y'all want us to talk about. No.
What thing that something happened? Something going on in the country, you know, apart from the rain, like something else. Okay.
Yeah, apart from the rain.
Okay. Okay. Well, just let's jump into tea time now.
Sing for me, see?
It's tea time. Hee hee. Speaking of which, Jade, I recognize now that people are snipping that part and using it in the stories. You see anybody do it?
No, but I want to.
Let me see. Like yesterday, I scroll into somebody close friends. Wait, let me see
I see
Instagram.
yourself.
And I see myself, so they're like, wait, what going on here? Then the app was glitching.
Wow, that is funny. I'm not gonna lie.
Do you think? Let me see.
No, but I think it's joke. I just think it's funny.
Let me see. Yep, they're still. Oh,
Ma'am.
so it goes story time, and then tea time.
Big up the
And-
graphic work one time.
And then go to the story.
Say, me reparations, don't play with me.
Yeah.
Hey, so I work. You
Sure.
don't steal my graphics.
And of course,
And-
you know
and-
she's listening.
Yeah, and as in voice for your story. I hope it was a good story. I'm not a fan. I might need to go watch the story.
Yeah, you should.
Yeah.
You should. I'm pretty sure it was an interesting story.
It has multiple parts as well. So you know it's funny.
Okay.
But all kind of story happening in the country.
I got a message now.
But for sure.
Are you listening?
But she clearly had to be listening for to see that.
No, she's definitely a fan.
Aw.
She's definitely a fan of the show.
Love you, mean it.
Yes. But Jade, what is happening in the country?
Okay, so we could talk about the fact that another set of unidentified remains were found.
What do you mean another set?
Another set. So somebody else was found yesterday,
Nah,
unfortunately.
is it in the same? Yeah, it has to be.
I genuinely thought so. I literally I said, well, I was doing the one sheet, right? I was like, this is like a deja vu moment or something. I bet it's not. Ain't how?
Let's see. It is.
Yes, good morning, whoever you are. But yeah, I thought I thought like the news site, I thought whenever I made a mistake and they put up the same two stories. So I scrolled back and I realized it's two different locations.
What? One was in
Bruh.
Bayfords, where this one was found.
Fountain? Fountain Estates area.
Man.
Bro, man, I lie to you, that scared me. I said, we're just fighting bodies?
No, but Jade, I spoke about this a few weeks ago, you know. I say, it seems as though that is a thing now. People
That's-
disappearing and then being found a few weeks later in some remote
No,
area.
I don't.
I
I prefer to have my true crime stay on the YouTube spaces.
Yeah, let me tell you something. Like this is. Let me read the article.
Okay, so unidentified body found in Fountain Estate area. Police are investigating. We received confirmation from the police that a body was found Tuesday night. However, the body's identity is still being determined. The police further disclosed that the body was found in the Fountain Estate area. A report making the rounds was suggested that the body is that of a missing man, 67-year-old Arthur Henry, and that the body was found in a shallow grave in the mountain Tuesday night. When asked to confirm if the report was accurate, the police could not confirm the identity at news time. Henry, also known as Pa Ansensi, of Soho Village and residing in Fountain Estate, was reportedly missing on March 23rd. Wynn awaits further details on the body found, the identity, and the circumstances that led to the body being buried in Fountain Estate.
No, Jay, listen.
No, the other one was bones. Remember they said bones.
Because, okay, see, no.
And the other one wasn't Fountain Estate. The other one was Barefoot. The other person was barefoot. But remember, we spoke about the fact that there were 2 people missing.
Yeah. That one hit close to home. I heard the news yesterday that they have now identified at least one of the bodies of as Arthur, and that one they really hit a bunch of us.
Because
well respected. A lot of people, whether they did karate with him, he taught them, just a mentor to a lot of people. So that one there was and like close friend to a lot of people too. You know. So that one, yeah, but I don't know what is happening. I think what we have to do now is, I've said this all the time when we're talking about things like the gun crime, that I think we really need to, as part of our criminal response, our crime response, seek to understand the things that contribute to some of these crimes and the environments that are fostering these types of activity. Because if something happened one-off, okay, but when we start seeing these trends, even if it just feel like a trend, you know what I mean?
Because it's starting to feel like one, I'm not going to lie.
So like with the same thing with the guns, I keep saying there must be a reason why so many young people feel the need to procure or walk around with a weapon. There must be some reason, right? So we need to understand that. If there's a situation where it seems as though there are people who are, for lack of a better term, disappearing, right? For some time and then being found up in the hills, like, what's the circumstances behind these things? Like, what, like, is it people from a certain economic background area, people who are involved in certain activity?
Do we have a serial killer?
We haven't
had a serial killer?
Jay,
I hope not.
But Jay, that's part of the problem, you know. Part of the problem is that because we don't look at things in that particular way.
Hear me?
Yeah, they need to hear you. But because we don't look in things in that way, we might not really see some of the trends. We might just walk out. Because this is what we just do. Every time something happens, they do it. Nobody could tell me who there is. Or they kill another one.
Who is there?
Or they rob such and such.
Who is there?
I want to know if everybody knows is there. But when nobody don't go look for there. Because
that's a serial trend.
It's always there. And in your mind, you don't figure out who there is.
And you half the time you're wrong. Half the time you're wrong. But it's because we don't usually.
But no, you want me to tell you why half the time they're wrong?
Why?
Because half the time is the exact same people is there. In their mind. Like they only response to a certain subset of people.
Yeah, they don't think about other. Listen, some of the people among us who commit some of the worst crimes, and I don't know, so police don't come ask me, and I don't know. But I'm speculating, because I could do that, that some of the people who may not look like they do things of this manner may very well be that person. But because they don't look a certain way, or they're not from a certain place, or they don't come from a certain background, y'all overlook them and figure they only could mean this subset of people.
But Jared, we talk about this all the time with the gun situation. Like, a lot of times when people talk about gun crime, right?
Mm-hmm.
They associate guns, gun trafficking, with a certain subset of people. But I keep telling people, there must be people outside of that subset who involved it.
Obviously, because if it was
the kind of resources that's necessary to facilitate gun trafficking. A lot of times, the people who we end up catching with the gun is the ones who facilitating this.
No. They're just a small fry.
There's definitely collaboration with other people.
It has to be, because
there's definitely collaboration.
Yeah.
So until we recognize like that is what's going on, until we recognize also, hey, what is the situation why so many of the young people feel in need to have these type of things and address that, then I don't see how we're gonna change.
No, it can just continue to happen. But condolences to them families, man. That's unfortunate. I just cannot imagine having to, one, not be able to locate somebody that is close and dear to you. Like, I can't fathom. Let me tell you how I know, like, Mabel for this, right? Yesterday, I went outside to throw away the garbage.
Mm-hmm.
And when I come back in the house, Jaden moved from a spot that I left him in, right? And my heart skip a whole beat. Like, I passed out for 2 seconds. Because in my mind...
You're supposed to be there. I left you there, but you're in there now. Yeah.
And he literally was just on the floor. I left him on the bed. He was on the floor when I come back. And he frightened me as him.
Yeah.
So I cannot imagine not being able to literally locate a family member or a loved one or a friend. Like, no. Oh boy.
Yeah,
That gave me goosebumps.
Yeah, heavy. It's heavy. Heavy.
Let's go on to something a bit lighter. Sorry, every time I see this picture, it is hilarious. Because first of all I want to say is I called it. I'm not going to say what I called, but I know I called it as him. I called it.
You did.
Boy.
So this, go ahead. We'll talk about that after we discuss.
Yes. Discussions on Team Unity's fate continue next week.
Next week on
We need to find a
Dissolve or Revolve. Resolve.
Dissolve or
That's the name of the series.
Dissolve or Revolve?
Dissolve or Revolve.
No, dissolve or resolve.
What's that? Revolve?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, resolve.
Yeah, dissolve or revolve.
Yeah.
Okay. We got it.
You say just let me to. But anyway. I tell you, he catch me just now. Okay.
Y'all know what we mean.
Full stop. Start over.
Okay.
On this episode. no. Well, this happened yesterday, so it would be on the last episode of Dissolve or Resolve. Go ahead, Jade.
After weeks. Oh, Lord. After weeks of publicly combating each other, a meeting to decide the way forward for Team Unity took place in Cabinet Room with the 3 leaders of the parties in the coalition. A statement from the Office of the Prime Minister said, the meeting was frank but quite cordial. All participated and exchanged their views on the current state of the coalition and recommendations for the way forward. No further details were provided, but the Office of the Prime Minister said discussions are to continue next week, Thursday, April 14th.
So next episode next week. What do you think happen at the next meeting here?
The same thing that happened at this one.
You know what? That man that's Holy Week. That man, the Prime Minister tell him, I gotta go wash some saints' feet here. So fellas, watch it. I understand this is important, but guess what? I have to wash the saints' feet. This is Holy Week. Come on.
But y'all want to have meetings right now. What was yesterday that he had to attend?
there was a Lent service. Very important. You know, the Prime Minister is a very religious man.
Very religious. He quotes religion in everything. Matter of fact, most politicians do.
Not like he.
No.
The man got a gift.
Bye.
I don't want to know who is his
Spiritual advisor?
Yeah, spiritual and theological advisor. Because they're on point with it. The man got verse for everything. Yeah?
Even when we thought they didn't exist, he does find them.
Sometimes I wonder if them is real verses and making them up here. 'Cause I feel like the most obscure Ephesians 1:76 says. I'm like Ephesians 76 chapter.
You ain't reading the Bible, he reading.
Yeah.
And that's why he does find them and apply them.
But so y'all think that anyway, basically they ain't say nothing. They had to put out something because it was so anticipated and people was looking, but nothing happened. Really and truly nothing happened.
They had enough time to make things happen. So they have to readjourn next week.
So but the issue was for me, here we are again, nothing happened, but it's still up and down social media.
Well, innit?
It's still up and down social media.
Literally, they said, right? 3 sentences. Meeting was frank but cordial.
It was this is the
Issues were discussed. We're meeting again next week.
Yeah, that's it. This is actually a textbook definition of anticlimactic.
Yeah.
Like this is anticlimactic.
Yeah,
like people are boost up. Why think I'm today?
And then nothing.
People are like, okay then, by this afternoon, me no unity no more. Yes. Me and Pete, they gotta wait another week. They got to wait another week.
Listen,
But
so many things were floating around yesterday, right?
But
one thing I want us to no,
right.
You sure?
Right.
One thing I want us to stop doing, right, is taking these poorly written statements by other people and circulating them as facts and true statements from the people and the powers that be. Because y'all causing mayhem for nothing.
I think that's the goal.
Oh, well, never mind then.
Good morning, caller. You're live on Island T. What's up? Okay. But yeah, so as much as the meeting might have been anticlimactic, and we have to wait until the next episode to
the memes was funny though, I'm not gonna lie to you.
But
the memes was the funniest.
But that's what I'm saying now. So you would think that okay, we could move on. I have another week. The people have to find something. So I go into my snaps. Which I usually don't do. But I go into my snaps. And
here go, you're shouting again.
And here it is. I'm seeing like people just putting up. Bye. Tim Photoshop that smile and mark bye. So I
right?
I love
the 2 pictures and for a second I'm like
something just ain't seen.
Nah, that was it. What the boy, listen.
You're
not the only reason for a split second I may have considered I could be true.
Why?
I've seen it happen before.
Yeah, you're right.
As I remember when we was looking at a picture of a group of potential candidates during the election cycle. And one in particular looked like a freshman baby.
Yeah, I remember.
And this was an 87-year-old man. Allegedly. I don't know how old he is, but I'm just saying.
Yeah, I remember that was interesting. That was interesting. But this
for a second I was like
the thing is, this speaks to the same thing we'll be saying all the time, Jade. Like competence. Who making these decisions?
Bye.
Who making these decisions? Because the thing is now, you take something that was very run of the mill, something that everybody's very safe. Everybody was like,
God.
Okay, all people could really say is they'll make their jokes about, I gotta wait another week, boom, boom, boom. No, whole other scandal now. And I'm pretty sure
because
somebody didn't coordinate the pictures that they were posted.
Why y'all keep giving the public ammo? Y'all supposed to be helping, y'all are not. Y'all are making it worse, actually. Y'all are making it 10 times worse.
Yeah.
Because as him said, you take something so minuscule as a statement and blow it up into a meme.
Good morning, caller. You're live on LNT. That's a caller again. Let's see what's up with this one. Good morning, caller. You're live on LNT.
Good morning. I'm somewhat surprised that you're surprised that social media has taken up this. I mean, isn't it the current debate?
Wait, who said that they were surprised?
You mean about the picture?
No, about social media taking up the whole thing.
But the reason they took it up is because of the picture.
But the picture. Nobody's surprised about that, to be honest.
No,
Just the
surprised.
Well, if the issue, what you call an anticlimactic communique, people would quite necessarily try to read the body language between the lines, etc. I think that is what the picture they were doing with the picture, right? But don't you find it a bit contradictory, frank but cordial, in the wording, frank but cordial? If you sit in a meeting...
Do you find it contradictory?
somebody-
That's what he's saying.
Huh?
Do
If
you find
sit
it
in a
contradictory?
meeting- If you sit in a meeting with people who've just called you greedy and corrupt and untrustworthy, do you think you might be frank, but do you think it'll be cordial?
It could be.
Yeah, I mean, I don't feel like they're going in there to scrap. So,
No. Not cordial suggests that, everything is,
no, cardio could just suggest that I wasn't in there fighting.
Yeah.
I see.
Maybe not. Maybe
the
that's a
thing
friendly.
is,
We
I
could have
think you
questioned
were
it.
right
Yeah, if
the
that's
first
a
time.
friendly, no, we would have been like,
Well, I think you were right the first time when you said resolve or revolve, right? Certainly not revolve and dissolve, because they're obviously coming around again for our next round of this. And one kind of get the impression right now, it may change, but right now, that it's more of the same, where they feed us things that they know is not really the position, but they don't want to save face or give the impression of normalcy when there isn't. Okay, and I don't think after the last couple of weeks, people are going to be fooled by that.
So you're saying that there's no chance that through the conversations that might happen over the next week or so, that there's a way to come to some consensus, put issues behind, and move forward. And if they were to do that, you think that would not be something admirable? Or is it just like that you think it's not possible?
But then people would say, but that's what they've been doing for the last 7 years, and we now know that quite a bit of that, it was not like the frontal positions that they were, and the photo ops and
Would you expect something different?
communiques that were issued.
Would you expect something
People
different?
would always suspect that unless, of course, I think Jade said yesterday that they can't just come and say everything okay. You got to give us details.
Yeah.
If they don't give those details, right? What are people to think? And if they give details that sounds like more of the same, where Nevis gets not what it wants, but maybe a couple million more. There's no declaration that the Prime Minister will not be seeking a second term or would not be encroaching on
Again?
He said it again? I have not
Say it
heard
again?
You know he hasn't said it again. Huh?
Wait, he does.
If it's that, the people are going to say, well, it's more of the same. They've come to not a reconciliation, but an accommodation, because none of them want to lose power. That's the bottom line. Which politician want to give up power just so? No. Okay, so they may come to some accommodation, or that's what I feel anyway, that they will come to some accommodation, but that things will just remain simmering under the surface until the next blob.
So then I would expect a man like yourself who, I'm sure supports people putting their differences aside, working towards a common goal, that we would applaud them kind of decisions.
Yes, except that I think the issues are so large that it should not be left up to just these three men. Because what has caused this, is governance issues, right? Some of them, cabinet ministers, wouldn't know what's going on because of deficiencies in governance and style. You can't tell me a minister don't know the state of our finances or the state of the PFOP's program. A minister, somebody we elect to represent us. So what I'm saying is these are big issues that should not be left to just those three men. Obviously, the things with the revenue sharing between St. Kitts and Nevis, that's a constitutional issue as well. So you can't tell me that three men are just going to sit down there in a conference and decide on big constitutional issues. No, they need to expand it to all other parties, all other stakeholders in society, and have a conference. I don't mind that they're kicking the can down the road again, as long as it was to say that we are going to deal with these issues once and for all and include as many people as possible and have a good, all-inclusive conference.
Well, if that is what is said at the end of next week's meeting, then I look forward to you applauding them for doing just that. Even if you don't believe it, you said that's what they should say. So, the script.
Well, okay. Well, I don't mind. I won't charge them for it. As long as they come up with a solution, just kicking the can down the road till the next time something flares up again.
All right, man.
I'll be glad.
All right, man. Appreciate it.
Okay.
Gotcha.
But yeah, I think people kind of assuming that at the end of these talks and these meetings, that there'll be some sort of resolution, right?
Whether it be they are continuing as a body, the unity construct.
But that's what I mean. I think that's what people think can happen.
Oh yeah.
You know what's interesting though? You know what's interesting to me? I believe there are a lot of supporters of, in particular, the People's Action Movement and maybe CCM. I'm not as in tune with, Nevis politics and what's happening on the ground in Nevis. But I think a lot of them want to see the solution. I think they want.
Well, not all. Some of the followers of all the parties want the same thing. Break up.
Yeah.
Break up. They're literally beefing, The parties, followers beefing. It's like when you get married, right, and you have kids outside of the marriage that you bring to the marriage, so everybody's family was supposed to be family, but everybody who ain't related ain't getting along.
I look at it like, I look at this like lemonade.
Huh?
It's like
Yeah, lost me there.
the supporters are Solange.
When she whooped you.
So like the in-laws, they may really like.
Why, when she put her hands on Jay-Z? What? Hands, feet, everything.
Yeah, this up like the family members, all of them ain't necessarily on board with this union.
No, we could see it. We could literally look on Facebook every day and see them cussing each of the parties daily.
No, the question is, right, if you were to make some assumptions and say, okay, team unity might move forward, and you start going through constituency by constituency and thinking who in your mind is most likely to win each constituency, and then figure out, well, who can form the government?
You want who do that?
No, I say if that's because that's what people do
you
naturally.
want them do that?
No, that's not saying that's what people doing now naturally. People going, well, if we break up, who can run here and who can run there and who got a better chance to win and thing. So you start to figure out, well, who can have X amount of seats, who can be able to farm the government, who can be the prime minister, etc.
It's a lot of things to think. I feel like people just feel like once they break up, it's just done. No, it's like, man. There's a lot of other things that will have to happen if this construct breaks up.
The problem I have into is like if this thing break up, right, I can't even imagine what the campaign cycle can look like.
Mess. A mess.
And the problem I have is that all that's probably gonna do is shift people's focus away from other factors and other people, and then you just out in the cold look jokey.
You're gonna look rough.
Yeah.
You're gonna look rough. And I don't feel like this is what I want.
But what I'm saying is that the point I was making earlier is if you extrapolate and look into the future and do your whole oracle thing, how the parliament gonna shape up in your view? The parliament gonna shape up where it's somewhat balanced. Can't think about it this way. We're looking at some people's thing to me is who can farm the government? Let's say Labour farm the government, right? So how what can happen is the same players now who in government end up in opposition.
Basically.
And then go work together in opposition.
Yo.
Let's say
hilarious, I'm not gonna lie.
Let's say
because now the opposition fighting the opposition.
Let's say now the People's Action Movement, for instance, gets the most seats and they're able to form a government, right?
I mean,
so Tim and Duffy working together in opposition.
Listen,
it can be interesting.
It would be.
It can be interesting. Like I don't know. At the end of the day, like I keep saying, my thing is just that the people gets the best representation possible. But the uncles gotta get their act together. Whether or not they stay together or not, get your act together.
It's time, man. It's time.
Mm-hmm.
We've been waiting for a while. Since when all of this started again?
2014.
Outwardly. When did we realize like things going left?
I don't even know.
I don't remember at this point. I feel like all this happened after this whole last lap thing, you know. Like that was the Pandora's box that opened all of this. Because from since then we have not known peace. Literally from since January whatever that was. From since then, we have not known political peace in this country. Anyway, how that going? No? Okay.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. And I kind of want us to get past this, because I fed up with us, like, these types of political conversations, like, dominating the conversation.
Every single day,
I don't mind talking politics, Jade, but let's talk about policy, let's talk about governance, let's talk about projects.
Where?
Not who ain't like who and who style they can't take on and who ain't know what and.
You going on like this is some kind of new politics to you?
I know. Man, we can hope, Jade. We can hope. Good morning, caller. You're live on LNT. What's up?
Somebody asked me if we need a peace program for the politicians.
Oh boy.
Maybe we're gonna answer that one here because
people. You gotta love it. Good morning, caller. You're live on LNT. What's up?
Hi, good morning, folks.
Morning.
Funny thing is that if they do decide to go back to the poll and the stewardship is calling to play, there's only one politician who will be able to put down the mic and have a meeting for 5 minutes and say, brothers and sisters, look around. Look at what I have done with my stewardship during the time when I'm in office, in my consistency, and pick up the mic and go home. It's the Prime Minister. When you look at all the others, what have they done? What have they done for the past 5-7 years? I mean, to me, the whole thing is a joke.
Bye for your shots, bye.
I tell you,
It's stewardship calling to play. So how are you going to come back to the people now in a midterm? Almost, you haven't even done the 2 years for the next 2 years.
You feel comfortable sharing what constituency you reside in?
Number 8.
Number 8, okay.
8, looking for water for years and can't find water. I mean, the Minister of Tourism being in Kayan, pulling a tractor with water, giving to the people. And one of the promises that he made was that when we get in power, Kayan will have water. We're still looking for the water. I mean, maybe we need to move the Prime Minister in consistency. And our roads are not good either. So when you look at it for the past 5, 6, 7 years, what did we achieve? I mean, there is some things that have been done, but you need essential things. That is why we send them downtown. They are our servant, and they have a good job, and they sure they're going to have a good pension. I mean, look after the people. Just do your job. That's all people ask you to do. You don't have to give out $100 thing and a $5 thing and so on. Just do what you're supposed to do. And everybody, and make sure you stay in touch with your consistency, and you're going to be okay. You don't have to come back and keep no long meeting and tell us no all kind of foolishness. Once the evidence is there, people will always be behind you and support you. That is how I see it. So,
right,
once the fight we lose, and I don't know, maybe they better hold on to a longer term to see how much they could do for the people, for what they're being paid for. Have a good day.
All right, man. Appreciate it. But the thing is,
I don't know. I asked him anything for you.
No. But I think that like he's entitled to his view. Like that's why I'm
feeling it.
That's why I say he can speak to what he is experiencing.
Yeah, he feels
right.
It.
But at the same time, you might have people in the same constituency that he's saying that say, well, we ain't see nothing happen, such and such and such. Because sometimes the grass always greener. The other thing too is that when you talk to politicians or when you hear them talk, they could rattle off a list of things that they do. It might not be the things that you think
wanted them to do.
Yeah, because for instance, I tell you, when they had what meeting that was by, was it the first town hall? No. Somewhere it might have been the first town hall meeting they had in the series of town halls. I'll give you an example. Like Jonel, who is in constituency number 2, he went down a list of 11 things that he promised and gave an update on them one by one as to where they were.
Where they were.
I think in at the time it might have been 21 months. He claimed to have either completed or started work on, I think it was 9 of the 11.
Okay. Not bad.
So you know, the way he started in his thing, I don't know if the politicians agree that only one man could come up and say.
No, I've heard them on plenty of platforms.
No,
laugh a list of things.
No, you
might be overlapping, but
not only that, but you as somebody in the constituency might not feel that those things were the pressing issues in the constituency, which is fair. So, yeah.
But what's a pressing, man? What a person.
Yeah, don't think about that.
Oh, no. I'm pretty sure all of them would have the same answer about water.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, but those are the conversations I want to have.
Because those are the most important ones.
Right, the conversations surrounding like who and what and.
We're tired.
Yeah, so like I said, hopefully on the next episode of Dissolve or Resolve, then we figure it out and we could move forward.
Okay.
You don't seem too hopeful.
And I'm not hopeful. It's just I feel like whatever conversation happens and whatever solutions they come up with, it ain't gonna really stop what has been happening because this is the atmosphere and this is the things that people have been hearing for weeks upon weeks. I kind of think it's cemented in the brains.
Yeah, to me, like you know what it is with me. Like I don't believe that nothing that gone in this meeting gonna be anything like what we're talking about. I don't think this meeting can have anything to do with like the way things are run or what is happening, updates on this and. I think I don't tell you about the thing in the meeting before.
You don't tell me.
Who gonna pull out?
Somebody said this year, man, so you had
somebody gonna pull out and swing something on the desk. Brap.
meeting adjourned.
And then you'll be like, okay.
We see your point.
I don't know who gonna do the swinging, but some swinging gonna happen and something gonna end up on the desk. And whoever it is swing and just hit the desk heaviest, then yeah, that can kind of determine where we go.
You know what's fascinating to watch for me? People who have no fear of being sued by politicians. Because some of y'all be out there saying some things like these politicians gas y'all, you know. Like y'all think when y'all say them y'all invisible or something, y'all up and down taping them, cameras in face, just saying anything, and I'm like, oh, okay, we don't. Okay, well, if you like it, I love it.
That's some
That's
people.
not me, no. Like I could hold people accountable without putting myself at risk of being sued.
What happened to the golden rule? What happened to just do unto others, eh? What happened to that?
That they don't go out the door.
Oh,
That they don't go out the door, why?
the golden tarnish.
Listen.
Wow. People ain't watching.
No,
nothing,
people
man.
ain't care, man. People ain't care.
Yeah.
I tell you, I just read some things from the comments from the meetings and the town halls and the articles that are posted on Win and stuff, and I'm like, y'all just be talking to people any old how why.
And the thing for me to just be with these comments and thing. I don't know if sometimes people just looking for a laugh or people looking for a thing, but somebody would be discussing the topic of the article, perhaps, for example, the water situation and the response of the minister or whatever. Two toots, you go down in the comments, somebody talking about some minister and some woman from back in 1986 and something. I'm like, what? What are you not here? Like,
Yeah, bye.
I'm like, what's happening?
It's crazy. It's crazy.
Like,
Me, not me. From I done this show me off of the social medias. I ain't even want accidentally post on somebody comment. Me?
I'm just glad you just tell me what's going on.
And they just send it to me. I don't go looking for it. I just be minding my business. If it's one person that does mind the business in this country, is me. Until it's time to do work.
Well,
But it always finds me.
people business always find you. They can't put it out. They post the content instead of live it. That's the problem. But anyway, guys, we're gonna take a short break and be right back with more Island Tea. We have a special guest in studio, so stick and stay. Don't go nowhere.
Supermarket shoppers understand that convenience matters. At Hortsport's Value Mart IGA, we know that price matters most. Ample parking and the widest variety matter. At Hortsport's Value Mart IGA, we know that price matters most. Clean, spacious aisles and the highest level of customer service all matter. At Hortsport's Value Mart IGA, price matters most. We've renewed our commitment to guarantee the lowest prices in the Federation. Why? Because we understand that in this tough economic environment, price matters most. Shop smart. Shop Value Mart, where price matters most. Farms Estate Nevis and Wellington Road, St. Kitts.
Price matters most.
Maybe it's the way the brilliant gold liquid reflects our sunshine, or how the bright blue of its label mirrors the clear Caribbean skies overhead. Maybe it's the fresh, crisp taste of this beastly cold beer on a scorching hot day. Maybe it's even the way it brings us all together. But one thing is for sure, Carib is very much a part of who we are wherever we're from in the Caribbean. Carib, it's the way we play. Drink responsibly.
Hold on, stop. Think about the drink before you take a drop. Read up on the label on the back. They say science, sugar, low and fat. But don't be fooled by that. Drink some water, share some love. Tell your body you're sweet enough. Drink some water, share some love. Tell somebody you're sweet enough. Drink some water, share some love. Tell your body you're sweet enough. Drink some water, share some love. Tell somebody, hey.
Hey guys, welcome back to right here Win Media SKN and of what going on?
I don't know.
They're trying all kind of things with the graphics, but anyway, moving on.
Oh, that's why. Okay, I fixed it.
Great.
Go back. Let's start again.
Great, guys, we are live. We are live, and we have in studio with us. She obviously is a fave now.
Listen, she got her own segment. She must be a fave.
Yeah, she's a whole fave now. Isalean Phillip is here in studio with us. Good morning, Isalean.
Good morning. How are you guys today?
Jade?
I feel like Jade should answer this question because I asked Azim before.
We are fine.
Great.
As a unit.
That's good to know. Good morning to all our listeners and viewers. Again, my name is Isalean Phillip, so I am the Advocacy and Research Officer at Lake Health and Wellbeing, and I'm here to give you a little dose of health and herbal tea today because today, in fact, is World Health Day.
What?
Dun, dun, dun.
What?
So just so everybody know, if you don't know me yet, so I work with Lake Health and Wellbeing, which is a public health NGO right here in St. Kitts. And the work that we do, our mission is to improve the health and well-being of our communities. That's locally, regionally, and online. And we do this in multiple ways. We execute campaigns, we execute projects, do quite a bit of research, and we also do a lot of collaboration and partnership with other NGOs and CSOs, and of course the Ministry of Health. And I'm usually here to just kind of do some public education, information sharing around ways we can be healthier and better in the work that we are doing as an NGO with Lake Health and Wellbeing to see how we can help to combat some of the public health challenges that we have here in the Federation. So I'm actually happy to be here today to make sure everybody knows it's a commemoration of World Health Day. And every year on April 7th, we celebrate World Health Day because this is actually the day the World Health Organization was established as an institution.
I did not know that.
Yes.
WHO?
Yes. So the World Health Organization, we know that's the leading health, information research agency in the world. It's global. And so they were established on April 7th, 1948. And so every year we celebrate World Health Day on this day. And so the theme for this year is our planet, our health. And the reason for that is because we are now where we are thinking about climate change and environment, the linkages between climate and environment and health. This is kind of what this theme is focusing on because there's a recognition that as a result of the climate crisis, we also have a health crisis. So we're thinking about things like, obviously more adverse storms and weather. We live on an island that impacts things like food security for us here in the Caribbean, something we can think about. And obviously in other areas, we think about air pollution, clean water, clean food systems. Right. And so that's what we are here to talk about. And actually here, I thought we could talk a little bit about food security today, because, that's an aspect that I think for us as a region and as a federation, I think we hear a lot about food security, but people don't really actually know what.
Yesterday came up on the show.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
What happened yesterday? Why had on show yesterday?
Samuel.
Oh, right. Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah, big up Samuel. Okay, so yes, food security, and we hear about it a lot. And I think we don't think about it. People may not think about it as in relation, the direct relation and the correlation to health and our wellness. And so today, just because, as I say, it's World Health Day and we're thinking about our planet and our health, we just want to have a bit of conversation about food security, particularly since I think that's a major concern for us living on an island and our food systems. So when you all hear food security, what does you actually think that mean? Like what when you hear food security, how would you define food security?
Protecting your food supply from the impending zombie apocalypse and all the people that might come and try and raid your food stores.
Okay.
Same.
We watch way too much television.
I'm like, okay. I mean, I'm happy to actually see if anybody else online viewing, if they have any kind of comments around what they think about when they think about food security. Because, saving your food stores from zombie apocalypse, that's very interesting. But, definition-wise, so, food security is defined, so it's a definition from the World Food Summit. And they actually say food security exists when all people at all times have physical and economic access to sufficient, safe, and nutritious food that meets their dietary needs and food preferences for a healthy lifestyle. So you want to break that down a bit. It's obviously talking about like three main pillars for stability. So you're talking about availability, so making sure we have the available food, accessibility, making sure people can actually access that food, and we're thinking about consumption and utilization, so making sure that the food is nutritious and healthy to meet our dietary requirements. Now, I think, I want to hang on the nutritious and healthy part.
That obviously. Just you reading that definition got my mind going. But I'll let you go through it. First, questions.
Yes, questions are very welcome. Like I said, I want y'all to engage with me today. So think about, again, read the definition. So food security exists when all people at all times have physical and economic access to sufficient, safe, and nutritious food that meets their dietary needs and food preferences for a healthy lifestyle. So nutritious to meet dietary needs for healthy lifestyle. So remember that. So we want available food that is accessible, that we can consume to feed our nutritious needs and requirements. So you think about that. Do you think we're food secure in St. Kitts and Nevis?
Okay, see, for me, like I said, just the definition got my mind going. And I always find it interesting that, so there's definitely aspect of person's socioeconomic status that it plays into this, right? Mm-hmm. And so I do believe that we have less people than before who may, let's say, not have access, right?
Access to what?
To food.
Okay, just
right?
Food in general.
To food in general.
Okay.
Meaning that I think if we were to go and look at starvation as a cause of death, I would want to believe that has been going down, right? Mm-hmm. However, even though they might not be eating nutritious food, which is evident by the rise of some of these NCDs, right? Mm-hmm. So it's almost like, okay, we're lifting people out of poverty, you're feeding people, and then they're getting obese and sick.
Yeah.
Right.
Counterproductive.
Right, exactly. So, I mean, you raise a good point there in terms of okay, so we have people, I think, I don't think people die of starvation in the Federation. I think in terms of being able to access food is available, but it's the types of food and the nutritious content of that food. Now, one of the things that, I think about and I kind of dived into research, I was in a webinar the other day, because I sit in a lot of these, and we were talking about there's quite a bit of research that's being done within the region around food and nutrition. And so to connect to the point on, food being available, but maybe people not accessing the nutritious foods. So what we find is we have a very high food import bill. Mm-hmm. And the foods that we import mostly are ultra processed foods. And so these are the foods that people tend to access a lot more widely. So I'm going to share some data just in terms of the food imports that we import here to St. Kitts and Nevis. And so this data is quoted from a presentation by Dr. Fitzroy Henry, who is a researcher at the University of Technology in Jamaica. And his work focuses on public health nutrition to address things like food security, obesity, and NCDs in the Caribbean. So for St. Kitts and Nevis, our food import bill per person annually is US $1,174. This is per person. Now,
for what period?
This is for 2018. So in 2018,
for the year. Okay.
Yes. For 2018, St. Kitts and Nevis, our food import bill per person was $1,174. Now, this is high compared to other places like Jamaica and Barbados. So Jamaica's food import bill in the same year per person was $326 US. In Barbados, it was $996 US. And so I guess per capita, you can see it's a little bit more alarming for us just because it's kind of saying, well, we import more food. But then I know the argument can also be, well, in these larger islands, they also process, manufacture their own.
Right.
Right. They also manufacture, which I think is a point for us when we think about our own agriculture systems, and we need to get into more agro-processing and that kind of thing. But point is, we in St. Kitts and Nevis have a very high food import bill, and the foods that we're importing is the ultra-processed, highly ultra-processed or moderately processed foods. Now, when I talk about these, like what I mean is things like, the canned meats, sugary snacks, drinks, those kind of things. And so we don't necessarily have as much whole foods.
Right.
And so...
We're not talking about the supermarket, guys.
And so when we think about our bill, then we think about how this is connected to the health challenges that we see. So we don't have starvation, but, we see that, probably the types of foods that people are accessing and that they're consuming is the foods that we're importing, which is highly ultra-processed foods. No, you guys want to guess what the top main ultra-processed food is that we spend the most money on?
What do you think, dude?
I think it is flour.
Okay.
Flour rice.
Okay. Well,
Rice.
rice is considered a whole grain, but it's not rice. Okay.
Maybe... I don't know if there's I would say canned meats. I don't know.
Okay. Well.
Cereal.
Oh, okay. Well, so the type of ultra processed food that we import the most, that we spend the most on, is actually sugary beverages.
That makes sense.
Yeah, I forgot about that one.
Y'all see what I did there? See, I'm impressed by my genius. But actually, and then cereals is actually second. So, so from the same presentation by Dr. Henry, there was reported for St. Kitts and Nevis, sugar-sweetened beverages, we spend the largest portion of our import bill on that. So the stat I have here is over like $2.4 million is spent on sugar-sweetened beverages. Then next we have cereals. We spend 1.8 million on cereals. Then it comes to like margarine, then bread, and then pastry type things, like you said, jade flour, and then sausages. That's its own category.
Yeah, all them canned meat, yeah.
Right, all the canned meats and stuff, and then sweet biscuits. Then we have ice cream, and then we have sugar and confectionery things, and then pasta. And so, again, so like this was kind of like, oh wow, for me when I saw this, because it's like, okay, sugary drinks is kind of what we spend the most money on in terms of imports, which is interesting, and that connects directly to obviously the work that we've been doing with our You're Sweet Enough campaign, and kind of the need and call for interventions around how we can lower our consumption of these drinks, because all I've been doing is talking about the dangers of sugary drinks and why we need to kind of shift to consuming healthier products.
You know what it is? You know what the problem is? Think of the campaign you do next. You got to appeal to what people don't care about. What people don't care if they're fat and so. People think like diabetes and them things down the line.
Oh, but it's not.
Tell them you're gonna rat now. The teacher say, okay, people stop drinking.
But it's true though, like it actually is happening. And I mean, it's unfortunate to say, like, it's actually diabetes is not something that people are picking up down the line, because we're actually finding that we're seeing children are highly in like risk brackets in terms of developing diabetes and being pre-diabetic. We actually had a webinar the other day with the Diabetes Association and some of the data that they shared around their own stops to the schools to test children. And so there is an alarming rate of rise in diabetes. And some people actually have diabetes and they don't even know. Yeah. They don't even know until they go up to the hospital and was like, you diabetic, and we might have to amputate you.
Like something,
Yeah, so I mean, I think
young people too, and that's young people early 20s. I'm hearing,
that's true. That's true. And so I think when we think about kind of trying to bring it all back around to World Health Day, and we're thinking about our planets, we're thinking about our health. I think we also need to think about how we can improve our food systems, and I think as as an island, what can we do in order to boost our own consumption of local produce, making that more affordable and increasing that. There was also data shared on kind of consumption trends, but I'm not at liberty to share that because there's actually a whole research that's been done with UE and the Ministry of Health on that, but they're not ready to share that data. But I was actually hoping to get somebody from the Ministry of Health to join me today to share some information on the surveys and the research that they've been doing on that, but maybe another time.
For sure, sure.
But I think it's very interesting just to see and understand kind of where we're at, and just some of the things that I think we can do better at in terms of lowering our food import bill by restricting some of these or reducing the number of ultra processed foods that we import or even that we consume on just an individual level. There's something for us to think about, because you want to eat clean, you want to be clean or cleaner, in order to promote more healthier lifestyles and healthier living.
People just care about how they look. Tell them the sugar and give them pimple and the teeth are rotten out. Then stop.
Somebody
they can stop eat it.
I was in Eva some time ago on a radio show, and they were talking about maybe we should do like a clean skin campaign.
I'm telling you, watch it. People say that. Vanity.
Would it? I'm just like.
No, it would work, honestly.
Vanity, Jade.
What? Wait, no,
Vanity.
the girl's trying to not even have a little pimple in the face, a little black spot in the thing.
How do you even judge that? Like, how would you?
Y'all smart people.
There's this thing I've been looking at recently. It's called what's it called again, Jade? Instagram. Right? The whole setup around people. Like,
I don't have the energy.
It would work. A campaign focusing on the benefits of health that match the benefit of your skin and how you look and everything.
I would hope that we can, think about health and wellness outside of, just like beauty.
No, they care about that. They care about they literally don't care about the community.
I would hope that too.
But that is not the reality.
Right.
Okay.
People vain.
Yeah, they're more concerned about the pimples than the diabetes. So
really?
Wow.
No, sure.
I feel like we're giving people we this is how little we think of people.
That's the first time in a year Isalean stutter.
No, I just okay, wow. Okay. Well, noted. I take all of these suggestions.
I said, listen, look at your face. You have zero blemishes. Flawless. And that's because you eat a proper diet.
Well, thanks for that. I don't know if it's just purely because of that. I put it down.
But you should tell them that.
I should.
Look at me, okay?
I would like that.
Listen, from you tell them your skin all clear and glistening and dewy and blemish free just because of you've been eating carrots and broccoli and all of these things. Look how quick them produce can sell.
You think it's true?
I really do.
Yeah, no, but we dead serious.
Okay, well,
it's sad,
listen for people out there. I don't have any special beauty secrets.
That's the point.
Exactly. All she does is eat right and exercise.
Legitimately, drink my water and mind my business.
Water sales gone up.
Well, but in all seriousness, though, I think this is. Just this information and this data, just in terms of like how much we import, in even relation to like SSBs, that kind of gives us the impetus. This is the data that we have in terms of kind of why we're doing the work that we're doing with our campaign, and why we're actually working and advocating for policy interventions that would actually help us to reduce consumption of these things, because ultra processed foods broadly are a major problem and a major contributing factor to the ill health and the poor outcomes that we're seeing when it comes to public health, not just in St. Kitts and Nevis but also in the Caribbean. And so if we want to work on improving our health and also improving our planet, because one of the things that you also can make a correlation or connection to is if we eat fewer ultra processed foods, which is usually foods that come in like pre-packaged and those things, and we probably also generate a lot less trash
waste. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And so it's better for our environment in that regard as well. So
I'm telling you, cereals in particular, they come half full in a plastic bag in a cardboard box. Yeah,
I'm telling you. Yeah, and then even if you think about like all these like little like cookies and these cereal bars and things, they come like in a box that individually wrapped, and then these SSBs with these plastic bottles that we be like, just building on.
These many cans of
I'm telling
processed
you.
food.
And like, like I hate when I drive in and then it's just like, I'm, loving all the, the garbage men who make sure we stay clean and stuff. But then, when they like drop off the truck and they're just out here just flying around all these random plastic bags.
Yeah.
Nothing peeves me more than just be driving and seeing a random Rams bag just flying across the street.
Yeah.
Just like, but if we can do better, I think if we're able to think about all of these issues, we think about environmental issues. The Department of Environment does quite a bit of work in trying to also raise awareness and see how we can connect it to how it's linked to also public health. And I think we'll be able to, if we can be better able to see how, by doing one, we're also helping the other. Because, it's all connected. It's all connected. We all live in an ecosystem and it's all connected.
So in terms of some of the ways that we can kind of bolster our own either local food supply or food offerings, is that something that needs to kind of come through policy? Like, how do we get to that point?
I mean, I believe so. That's something that can definitely be looked at and considered. I do think that there is work. I believe that there is work that's kind of being done where connections between, Ministry of and talking to agriculture. So even in the work that we're doing, we're trying to, the intention is to reach out to different ministries. So we have plans to host a kind of a policy forum around, these issues and the policies that we're trying to advocate for. Because, one of the things is, if we want to obviously make available foods and accessible foods that are healthier and actually promote local manufacture and development of our local produce and food. So people to eat more of those things. It'll be better for health and nutrition. And so that's an area that work can definitely be done in. And, big proponents of more collaboration and partnership across the ministries and across the different departments, because that's how I think we'll be able to get more movement on things if more people are involved in the process and working towards the same goal, which is ultimately improving public health and wellness, which is a non-partisan, non-affiliated issue. Public health should be everybody's business. So I don't know if there are any other questions, but before we have 5 minutes, I just wanted to drop a couple notices and reminders. So just for us, so we're talking about, today's World Health Day, and, so for us, we had a little win, Lake Health and Wellbeing. So we submitted a video animation to the World Health Organization's Film for All Festival. And it's one of our videos called Meet the Wilbuts, and it's just talking about, NCDs and how a typical family may be affected by consuming too many sugary drinks. And we were actually shortlisted, so it was the only submission from St. Kitts and Nevis. So we put St. Kitts and Nevis on the map.
Congratulations.
Look at y'all doing good things.
Meet the Wilbuts?
Yes, Meet the Wilbuts. So that's actually on our...
and they eat a lot of sugar.
The animation itself, it's a little video animation. It's 40 seconds long. You can check it out on our social media pages on our website. You are sweet enough also on lakehealthandwellbeing.com. And that video was actually shortlisted for the WHO's Film for All Festival. And there were over 3,000 submissions. And we were shortlisted as the short animation from St. Kitts and Nevis. So we out here, folks, St. Kitts and Nevis, we're doing things. So just kind of big up to our IT and creative director at Lake Health and Wellbeing, who is Oyemi Beho. He's the one who actually produces all of our animations and our digital content.
Yeah, we're here looking at it. It's really cool. We're going to check it out.
Check it out. Please do. And so there's that. And then just a little notice and reminder for folks. So the SKN Moves, which is a program under the Ministry of Health, they'll be hosting a 10K run this Sunday. And this one is kind of we're registered for businesses, so they'll be running around Bastia, 10 kilometers.
Yeah, but that's something I could look at. Wow.
Yeah. I mean, the run begins at 3 p.m., but just a note for everybody, at the run, so it starts at Caribbean Cinemas, and at Caribbean Cinemas, where there's a start line, they'll also be doing free health checks.
Okay.
So I could just go and check my health on that one?
Absolutely. So that's really the plug. I'm making.
I would suggest you check it before you run, Jade, because
Listen, the matriarch of the
checking
pigs were after the
checking
one
it after.
Like-
We don't know.
hospitalized.
I mean, well, for the run, you would have had to register previously, but
too bad,
the
James.
the health checks are free, and so we're actually encouraging folks. It's on Sunday. They'll be at Caribbean Cinemas, so we'll have the health promotion unit. We'll have the lovely nurses and assistants who are usually there from the Ministry of Health doing offering free checks, so you can check your BMIs, you can check your blood pressure, your height, your weight, all of those things for free, and they do rapid testing as well for HIV. So
I should have stabbed myself and then check my BMI by.
encouraging folks to, at least if you don't want to, even if you're not registered for the run, please check out the health fair, because that's also one of the key pillars for, just kind of ensuring our health. You want to make sure you do regular health checks, and the health promotion units of the Ministry of Health offer these for free. So Sunday, they will be there from, I believe it's 1 o'clock. They're starting the health check, so you can just drop by anytime and connect with them. Lovely, lovely people.
I'm glad that that's a part of what you guys are doing. A lot of people take advantage of the free health checks. They come up from time to time. It's very important, guys. Take advantage.
Yes, absolutely. So definitely encouraging folks to go out. And then you can also, if you know anybody who's running, so it's businesses that are running. So we've had teams registered from businesses. You can also, once you're there at the start line, they'll be there ongoing for the duration of the race. You can, root for your favorite person or favorite team, and also get your health checks done. So encouraging folks to do that. And, that's pretty much it from me today. Thank you guys for indulging me. And remember, drink your water, show your body some love, mind your business, and, see what we can do. Let's continue thinking about how, health and our planet and environment are connected and linked. And I think, if we make a full collective effort to say we want to shift demand from some of these, ultra processed foods, and there's potential for us, I think, to develop a healthy food market, or to further develop, because I see there are people who have been making drinks that are sugar free or less sweetened, and I think that's really good. I've been seeing things, people have been reaching out for samples, so if people want to share some samples with us, we are very open to that. Thank you.
Okay. And you can share it with us.
But yeah, definitely encouraging. I've been seeing quite a few small businesses and micro businesses trying to do something different in terms of producing beverages that are unsweetened. Also, big up Demand them, who does be providing the coconut water.
Oh, I love them.
Bottle it in different sizes. Listen, providing it cold. I'm tempted to big up y'all.
What happened to that dude who we patronize outside the
I've
gate?
only seen him once. I said, this
Listen,
must have been a one-off
I
thing,
do.
man.
And listen, there used to be a partner who was up there by the roundabouts. I don't see him anymore, and I'm just you, dude, where did you go?
Can't
Where
set up
did you go?
membership in town.
They just, fight down, man. But, these are the kinds of things that we want people to be shifting to as alternatives to sugar-sweetened beverages. And hopefully, with, a decrease in demand from, imported sugary drinks, and an increase in demand for more, for healthier or less sweetened or unsweetened beverages, we can actually, there's potential to develop a whole new healthy food and healthy beverage market in St. Kitts and Nevis. And, that's the direction we need to go in as we grow as a country and as a federation, trying to achieve healthier life outcomes for our people. Yeah, so thank you all very much. Have a lovely day. This was Isalean Phillip from Lake Health and Wellbeing.
Hold on, stop. Think about the drink before you take a drop. Read up on the label on the back. They say science, sugar, low and fat. But don't be fooled by that. Drink some water, share some love. Tell your body you're sweet enough. Drink some water, share some love. Tell somebody you're sweet enough. Drink some water, share some love. Tell your body you're sweet enough. Drink some water, share some love. Tell somebody, hey.
Get your property properly covered today. Constructing your dream house or considering renovating your property? We will make sure your property is properly covered at Guardian General Insurance. Yes, at Guardian General Insurance, we will ensure that your property is properly covered.
with our private dwelling and contractors all risk promotion. Visit or call us today and get affordable rates, premium financing arrangements from now until March 31st, 2022. We will properly cover fire, lightning, explosion, thunderbolt, bursting or overflowing of water tanks and apparatus pipes, burglary, theft or larceny, impact by road vehicle, riot, strike or malicious damage, hurricane, earthquake or volcanic eruption, flood, collapse due to subsidence of landslip, loss of rent, cost of temporary accommodation, and much more. So get your property properly covered at SL Horsford and Company Limited, local agents for Guardian General Insurance today. Special terms and conditions apply. Call today at 869-465-9355 for further details.
Maybe it's the way the brilliant gold liquid reflects our sunshine, or how the bright blue of its label mirrors the clear Caribbean skies overhead. Maybe it's the fresh, crisp taste of this beastly cold beer on a scorching hot day. Maybe it's even the way it brings us all together. But one thing is for sure, Carib is very much a part of who we are wherever we're from in the Caribbean. Carib. It's the way we play. Drink responsibly.
Magnum. Take charge, take charge, take charge, take charge, take charge, take. Everybody put a Magnum in the air now. From you a drink Magnum, let me see. Take charge of things now your place now. From the river to the beach to the street. Hot Magnum when me have in a me hand there. He are a sipper, she tell me sweet. Look for me watch for your quick time check. Yeah, yeah. Right now a Magnum a for your beat. Enjoy yourself every day of the week with a Magnum. My life I forget sweeter. Must be 18 years and older to drink. Drink responsibly.
Licia's. Lightly salted, tasty, and oh so fresh.
Licia's. Multigrain, crispy, full of flavor, and so guilt-free.
Licia's. Buttery blend, golden brown, melts in your mouth, and of course, you just want more.
Things that make you go, Licious, the new snack cracker from Wabisco. Buttery blend, multigrain, or lightly salted. Ready to snack straight from the pack. Try them today.
No talk. No talk.
Good morning, guys. Welcome back to Island Tea, right here on Wind Media SKN, where the shenanigans ensue. It is Thursday, April 7th, and
We're back.
We're back. Jade, I just find it so interesting that we went from a time where we had to worry about not having access to food being the thing that kills us, and now we're at a place where the food that we are able to access is what's killing us. I tell people that's the thing, you know, there's always two sides to everything. When we talk about development, I say we went from a place where everybody was hungry and barely had enough resources to sustain themselves to now everybody obese.
Yeah. One time while I was obese.
Development has its cons.
Yeah, while I was obese, I was looking out of a window at Delia Walwyn, and I kid you not, 2 out of every 3 people that was going into the store across the world, sorry, was obese.
Yeah, we have a problem in St. Kitts. We really have a problem in St. Kitts. We really do. And the ones that I get very concerned about is really the children.
Yeah.
It's really the children. Like, I see some children and you could tell that there needs to be an intervention. Intervention ain't only about hard drugs.
Yeah, I don't feel like your 4-year-olds should be wobbling.
Jade, I tell you, I was speaking to a friend of mine. Her son at the time was 10 years old. And her son's waist size was bigger than mine. The son weighed size 38 pants.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and I was like, your son is 10.
He should not be wearing size 38 pants at all.
Yeah,
we got to do better for the kids, man.
But the thing is, when I started speaking to her about this, just started hearing about him, getting up in the middle of the night, going to the kitchen, snacking.
Then don't buy them. He can't eat them if they're in the house.
But and that's the thing. She would send him to school with like Oreos. I'm just like, you have to kind of make these hard decisions now. To really again make the sacrifice now, so that you have a higher quality of life later down. You don't want to.
Fact.
Yeah.
Shout out to the Mat Night Daycare Center for implementing fruit days.
Oh, awesome.
So every Tuesday and Thursday, I have to send Jaden with a bowl of fruits.
Nice. I could definitely support that.
No, I love it. And I try to give him a fruit or hide vegetables in his food every time he eats. And I have to hide them, because if you see anything too orange or too green, he with it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. We kind of got to get them into that from young. And and the thing about it is, when we get older, all of a sudden we like broccoli.
You're talking about me now?
No, Jade, is almost everybody. That
was a personal attack, because I literally here thinking about what am I going to do with these broccolis that have one.
Yeah.
No, broccoli is a superior vegetable.
But Jade, part of the issue, I tell you, people, is just we boring, boring with how we cook these things.
We just got to figure out how to make them a little more sexy.
I would buy some sweet and sour sauce and some broccoli and some mushrooms. Drop in some green.
Fry some sweet potatoes. Oh.
They come out for food, guys. I'm eating for another 6 hours.
Me too. I'm sticking to it now. 2 days down as him.
2 days down. I have my full support.
Thank you, friend.
Okay, that means I can't send you to buy the drink this morning. If you're going
what
there,
drink? No, me ain't gonna buy that. That can't faze me.
That can't faze you?
No.
Okay, then you're going to buy me a
coffee? Okay,
yeah.
what?
Yeah.
Oh. That's all I need.
Alright, Jade. What else is happening in the world?
Well, Antigua has a fairly big announcement. They are going to remove the restrictions on unvaccinated travelers.
Is it me or Antigua just been like literally just pushing the envelope on this COVID thing from the start?
Gastonia.
Remember they were the first ones to like welcome back like full flights, and the first flight came in had 19 positive cases.
Listen, somebody got to make the step forward. Somebody have to take the risk.
No, they're making decisions based on what is perceived to be best for them.
That is it right there.
I know a bunch of unvaccinated people right now who stay cussing the health department here in St. Kitts.
Well,
like overseas, looking to travel back and so on. They're just like, bye.
Well, I might have to wait a little bit for that one. But,
I mean,
yeah, probably not. Because listen, I think COVID stopped happening, But I'm going to talk about that after.
There's actually a new strain. If you
wait about that. Wait about that. I'm telling you now, we do, as a conglomerate, as a community, we don't care.
The people in China right now caring, no?
They should. Mm-hmm. They should. And they should also work to keep it there.
Yeah.
So Antigua and Barbuda announced that it will be removing the requirement for visitors to the islands to be vaccinated against coronavirus from April 13th. The decision was taken at yesterday's cabinet meeting. The cabinet took the decision to reduce further and restrictions. To reduce further the restrictions which governed during the COVID-19 pandemic. During, as if you stop it. I tell you so, you know. All persons entering Antigua and Barbuda commencing next week, Wednesday, April 13th, subject to any evidence regarding any new variant, shall be allowed to enter without vaccination. A note from yesterday's cabinet meeting stated. However, all those persons who are unvaccinated are required to submit to a PCR test no more than 4 days old before boarding their flight to Antigua. This rule previously applied only to nationals and permanent residents of Antigua and Barbuda.
Yeah. Kudos to them.
Yeah, man.
Kudos to them. I mean, also the fact that Antigua is a hub, I think that goes a long way in aiding people in their interregional travel. Like interregional travel right now is a headache.
Every time I think about leaving this country, I'm like,
it is a headache.
On second thought.
people jumping airlines, carriers, leaving days before or after they really want to leave. You have flights that used to be straight flights now. You got to go Barbados. You're passing the island 3-4 times before you land.
Oh my God, Azim, don't even remind me. I literally keep saying I need to just take a little quick vacation run. But every time I think about it, I'm like, you know what?
You're going to Nibisa Anguilla. Nibisa Anguilla, anything else?
Headache.
And it's really rough. It's really rough. And I don't think it's going to get better. I think there was an announcement that Leat actually lost the case. Let's say the pilots were actually successful.
The pilots were successful.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. Yes, Leat lost the case. Yeah. But the pilots were successful.
The pilots, The ruling went in the favor of the pilots.
Give the people the money. What is? You got the people that are working all these years and then telling them they can't get no money? Because you mismanage your business?
Yes, sir.
Oh my God, that's it, you know? Anyway, let me hush, because I don't owe me a ticket. I don't want them before kids. They can't, because I don't spend my money. Anyway, let's see what else. Something happening in China that blew my mind. So, Chinese medics killed death row inmates by taking hats.
I ain't a medical doctor, but I don't believe there is a way for you to continue living if your heart is not in your chest.
Heart or brain, you're dead.
Oh, that's how we go?
Brain for sure.
I thought so.
Yeah, no, your brain is a wrap. Anything with your brain is a wrap. But your heart, I mean, that's right with the pig and, you know. We see how that went.
But there needs to be at least one or something that's doing the job of the heart.
Indeed. So, hundreds of Chinese surgeons and medical personnel have been accused of killing death row prisoners by removing their hearts from transplant even before the inmate has been officially declared dead, in a new academic paper. International guidelines on the ethics surrounding organ transplants state that organ removal must not cause the death of the donor. But the new research from the Australian National University, published this week in the American Journal of Transplanting, suggests Chinese surgeons might have done just that.
Oh, want it fresh, by.
I mean,
fresh heart, by.
If I was receiving this heart, I would have preferred it would have been fresh as well. However, I don't feel like you should kill it.
I feel like that's bad karma, by. Like, if somebody gave a heart that, like, really...
was stolen? Yeah.
That was prematurely taken, then I think... main thing your life going to work out so as you plan.
Main things that you know. But a forensic review of 2,838 reports in Chinese scientific journals reveals 71 cases where surgeons might have removed a patient's heart or lungs before a legitimate determination of brain death. Brain death is typically defined as a medical state where a patient cannot survive without a ventilator. The 71 cases in question all occurred before 1980 and 2015. The 71 cases in question all occurred between 1980 and 2015. So the other day. An important cutoff date, as it was also the year China officially banned organ harvesting from condemned prisoners. Before then, most organ transplants in China were believed to have come from executed convict victims because voluntary organ donation was extremely limited. The findings, according to the study, co-author and the PhD researcher Matthew Robertson were that Chinese surgeons might have carried out a final coup de grace in an execution process that began in front of a firing squad or through legal injection. Even if the prisoner survived that trauma, removing vital organs would cause certain death. Yeah. We found that the physicians became the executioners on behalf of the state, and that the method of execution was heart removal, Robertson said in a statement.
Wow. Oh.
So question, right?
Mm-hmm.
Would people feel as bad knowing that this was happening solely based on who it was happening to?
That is the point for me with this thing. Like, there's no coincidence that this happened to persons in a certain situation.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times when people go to prison, they're looked at as less than human.
Mm-hmm.
They're looked at as they no longer possess humanity. They're looked at as property
of the state.
Yeah, and so that thing.
No, it's true.
Yeah, equity. If you have the idea of death row prisoners donating their organs, yes, but you can't say that they died because you took the organs.
Yeah, no. They have to at least. But yeah, they have to at least pass away, man. They can't just kill them like that.
They can't just be like,
that's harvesting.
Organ dead anyway.
That's what the problem is.
That's literally what's going on. They go, yeah, organ dead anyway.
I mean, hey, like, y'all need it. This is so terrible.
Terrible, Jade. But
my God.
But it has to do with who it's happening to.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's no coincidence that it happened to people in this particular situation because of the way we view people
No, it's true, man.
who are in this particular situation.
It's true. That's why they're just deciding they're going to take up the people in hearts. You know, it'd be funny, suppose, right? That you've ever watched these movies where somebody gets a transplant from an organ transplant or any type of transplant, and then they start to behave the way the person...
They get the characteristics of the person of the organ.
But if that was true, right? And y'all out there giving all these people hearts of murderers and stuff.
But yeah, this brings up this is, you know, not necessarily the same thing, but, you know, loosely related.
Mm-hmm.
I was just by the way these things has happened. It constantly amazed me. Because it was just last night I was listening to a conversation between people speaking about this new era of where people how should I say it by people, let's just say, grieve differently. Have you realized there's this new trend now of persons, you know what taxidermy is?
That's when you stuff a dead body to...
Well, normally is animals. Normally it's animals.
I'm saying dead body because the things I've seen.
But that's what I'm saying, you know, like that's a thing for like in humans now. Like
yeah,
I've seen it's a big trend. But no, like I have been seeing all
Don't
these
let me
videos.
walk into your house and somebody that ain't supposed to be dead in there propped up, you know.
Jade, that is what's
I'm
happening.
leaving.
Jade, well, obviously you see that's what's been happening, and I don't wonder, but what happening to us as humans? I saw one the other day, Jade, where this guy, he used to like motorcycles, right? He used to like motorcycles. He passed away.
From a motorcycle?
From a motorcycle.
Yeah, makes sense.
Motorcycle accident, right? And then they did the whole like taxidermy thing where they, you know, did whatever they just do. I don't know what the exact process is, but he was present at his funeral. Like he in a casket, like they had him on a bike. And then they took him, right? Put him on the back of another guy on a bike, and the guy start riding up and down, doing like burnouts with him on the back of the motorcycle, Jade.
Strap on?
Jade.
He has to be, because he hold it on. He can't hold on.
And I think to myself, what happened if this man followed the bike? Can the man like wheeling and
well, I know what he ain't gonna die.
And that was one of the points the person was making when we were having this discussion. But he done that. So it was the...
He ain't gonna die. I think he ain't gonna die. Listen.
What is happening to us as human beings?
I think we're more and more, because of the things we consume on a daily basis. What's that word? When we desensitized.
You think this got to do with desensitization?
Yes,
I think this just got to do with like this thing.
Somebody said he was embalmed, made of mummy, not taxidermy. It is illegal to do that to a human body.
Okay, well, embalmed. Well,
no, it's still weird, man.
But to me, this gotta be a different type of embalming, man. Because the people embalm and be in the casket. These people just be literally sitting up.
As if me forget,
we
read a story where a dude who died attending his friend's funeral because they propped him up in a chair outside of the funeral.
Yeah.
Not me. I'm going home. I am going home. If I go to any place and I see somebody who I know for a fact died, propped up anywhere, I'm going home.
What was the name of the rapper who they took to the strip club? They took to the strip club and he died. What was the name of the rapper?
They took him to the strip club?
Yeah, but you see with that, he was in the casket. So they took the casket to the strip club and was like partying and so on, whatever. Like, to be honest, I think I personally prefer that than to say they had it pop up in the strip club. Like,
no, the man probably was making it rain. Suppose the whole he had just up the money.
Yeah, they're gonna put like a little one, them money spray, the money guns. The money guns just put it in the Jade, me understand what
we're living in a strange time, man, I'll let you.
Yeah,
I mean, it has always been strange, because if you think about some of the practices that were before us, they were strange as well.
Yes, Jade, like...
The problem is now, more and more, we're seeing things.
Jade.
I see somebody say he was propped up in the strip club, he wasn't in a casket, as if me wrong.
He was in a casket? They didn't keep him in the casket?
Shorty Low,
yeah.
He was propped up.
Oh my gosh.
I propped me up and carried me to the strip club if I...
See, I was about to speak to this, that the person talking about here on the live. But the issue for me was that a lot of the practices, right, came out of some sort of belief system, right? So the practices had to do with the belief of what happens to this person's spirit, or what needs to happen to this person's remains in order for their spirit to think. No, to me, just like everybody just trying to one up the last thing. So it's like, oh, we just want to do something extravagant, and to me, it's more for the people, and of course, the people is who grieving. So, yeah, but
so see, DMV rapper, good news. Why the God, this man looks so.
Yeah, the man wearing and a Mary sweatsuit
and a crown. As they're in the strip club, people literally partying.
Somebody sent her the video. That's what's happening, guys.
Somebody, listen, half the crowd watching this like, what?
Imagine you go to the strip club at night to enjoy yourself, and there's a dead man like propped up in an Amiri jacket. The man Amiri jacket costs more. Like that's people's 2 months salary. Right? That there is 2 people's salary.
If I go to Buckley's to enjoy some adult entertainment and I see anybody,
a dead man in there making it rain,
I am calling the task force. I have never wanted to call the task force before this, but I feel like this would be appropriate.
My thing does be like, I just can't deal when it's just like based on, hey, and maybe that is in your religion. Maybe because attention is in your religion, then we see things like this.
This is insane. This man is literally propped up in the street. Plenty people
are... the DJ there just like...
hoping this man ain't move. Listen, if this man had only flinched the wrong way, the club would have clear.
What's Jay? Let's say this caller. Good morning, caller. You're live on LNT. Alright, guys, we're about to wrap up, so if you want to join the conversation, now's the time. Good morning, caller. You're live on LNT. Good morning, caller.
Hi, good morning.
Morning.
Well, the topics here are the truth. They're so interesting. This thing about propping up people and so on. There was a famous, I think, museum in, is it London? Madame Tussauds Waxwork.
Yeah, the wax museum, yeah.
Yeah. Those things, they look so real. People want to touch them and so on. So, I don't know. Jade said she'll run out the room if she know somebody who's dead and she sees them there. I mean, these are famous people, presidents and so on. They make a living out of it.
But not only that.
Wax.
Well, they're wax, but they look so real.
How that's listen, wax is different to an actual body.
Not only that, I think if you go to a wax museum,
That is a point.
if you go to a wax museum, you expect to see wax figures.
I don't go to the strip club expecting to see no dead bodies.
But Adam, I don't know. This is a sideway, and don't take it personal. But they say Osama bin Laden was killed, right? Anybody ever told you you have a remarkable resemblance to him?
Yelling and start the conspiracy theories on my friend.
All right, guys.
Next thing you know, people think you is a reincarnation.
Let me tell you something.
Please don't put down my
Anybody
friend.
have a beard? Look alike. That's what I'm starting to realize. I look like Towers, really. I look like
No, you
lyrical.
cannot do it.
May look like Towers. If you say lyrical, maybe, but not Towers. Like, put up a picture of Towers. Like,
Let me look. No, you look like Towers. You look like lyrical for you.
like
Lyrical. Let me see. Lyrical.
no, Osama bin Laden. Osama bin Laden literally
It's only
Middle
because they got a
Eastern.
beard.
It's a
And
beard.
a turban.
Osama face totally different to mine.
In more ways than one.
One thing I can say though is that a lot of those people like Arab origin, their beards are immaculate.
Yeah, man.
The beards are immaculate.
You know, lyrical to me.
Exactly.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
these these are the people who they say I look like. I don't think I look like
Let me
these
see
people.
Osama bin Laden. Let me see if I can see it.
Jade.
Osama.
It's a turban and a beard. Osama ain't even had no locks.
No, that might be onto something. I'm gonna lie to you. And
look-
they think it's a beard though.
Jade,
Yeah,
I
but
don't
they
look
have
like a-
no structure.
I don't look like Osama.
You think you look like Osama?
No, because I've looked at him before.
As him.
See, and then Witty saying definitely lyrical.
As if I can see your nose on this man.
You know, when I went to pierce my nose, the man was like, bye, for a black man, God bless you with a nice nose.
See?
What?
Wait, what? Whoa. That is wildly offensive.
Really? I didn't take offense. I didn't take offense.
If you ain't gonna take offense, you are the nice nose. Why would you be offended? No, I don't do that.
I just found that
Some
so.
people have pretty noses. Some of them.
I didn't even know what. Till now, I don't know what the man meant. I don't know what the man
you
meant.
should have asked him.
I mean, he was black too, so I didn't.
What is he saying?
No, it was like I think it would have been offensive if it was like a white man or something.
Maybe he
But-
think because your nose shape kind of young.
I don't know. I don't know my nose shape. I just have a nose. I just have a
I
nose.
know that apparently.
Apparently.
Mhm.
Apparently. Admirable. Wait, we'll go back.
Yeah. High quality videos as him. Whoever camera she is used to shoot with, immaculate.
Jade, that lady, I am almost certain I just see her over in the gym.
No, she's not from Zake, sir.
She reminds me of this lady that has been in the gym.
That is her. She's not from St. Kitts.
She should be. But
Come, let's go off the radio.
guys, it is after 10 o'clock and
Mhm.
we're going to have to leave. We're going to have to go. We're going to have to descend
What's it
back.
every Thursday? Anoite.
United tonight, yeah.
Yes, the balance to our chaotic show. Only good news is back tonight. All new episode. Let me see who he is having as a guest.
Keisha Isaac Adams.
See,
this
there you
week.
go. There you go. So, guys, make sure you tune into that today.
Mm-hmm. But guys, thank you so much for joining us this morning. Thank Isalean and Lake Health and Wellbeing for being a part of the show today. All the callers, all the people who log in and have their conversations going online. Appreciate you so much. This really wouldn't be anything without you.
Not at all.
Witty, Gawain, SH.
Special shout out to all the guys that keep telling me that I like my voice.
Really, that's the thing?
I just got a message saying it.
Remember the guy who I told you about things?
He likes my voice too?
He like your voice too.
I appreciate all of y'all.
Yeah. Empress Barbie, bye. But guys, thank you so much for joining us today. We're going to be back tomorrow, same time. And you could join us on Facebook, YouTube, and Win Media SKN's website. Just search for Island Tea. Oh, Son of the Soil hit me up yesterday.
Who that?
Yeah, a soca artist. Won't say who.
Yeah.
I don't know if he wants his name called, but he said he actually listens to us daily on TuneIn. So big up to the TuneIn family.
You know what else he needs to do?
What else you need to do?
Hop on with us.
Okay.
What do you mean? You're listening and you could be a part?
Nope, too easy. So yeah, definitely big up to all the people who listen on TuneIn as well. And of course, the old tried and true. Here from day one, 98.9 on your FM dial. If you're listening on your radios, guys, big up yourself one time.
Indeed.
But guys, remember, spend more time living your content
Please.
than posting it.
Please.
Also spend more time living so that when you die, nobody have to prop you up in random places.
And make up if that happening. I'm telling you. I'm
Wow.
not attending your funerals. If I see anywhere on your funeral service pamphlet.
Okay, but seriously, where would be the place that people would prop you up? Like, where is
Me,
the place?
personally?
Yeah, people walk out by Jade.
It depends on where my funeral going to be.
No, like they're deciding, like, okay, we're popping up. This is where Jade like to be. Where the places?
That's a good question, bye.
You might end up down Buckley's.
Buckley's? What do I mean Buckley's? Why in Buckley? Oh, yeah. Nah, probably up last lap. They'll prop me up on the side.
They'll prop you up on the side of the last lap? Okay, but see that?
Side of the bar.
But see, that makes sense because of the small plate. Okay, yeah, we got it. We got you, Jade. No time soon. But.
I will haunt every single one of y'all. Every single soul.
Oh, guys.
Don't do me that.
But remember, you can't have everybody's cup of tea because you is not a mug. See you guys tomorrow.